Goodbye, Mr. Nice Guy. Hello, Senor Senile Psychopath.
So Jimmy Kimmel just unleashed a devastating takedown of Trump's chaotic second presidency, and it perfectly captures why late-night comedy has become essential political commentary. We're diving into Iran war failures, cabinet scandals, and why mainstream media is finally calling out authoritarian behavior. Let's break this down.
3 days ago, he made a big announcement. He said Iran agreed to everything. The Strait is open.
This perfectly captures Trump's Iran disaster. He's been claiming victory for weeks while the Strait of Hormuz remains partially blocked and oil prices stay elevated. Intelligence reports show Iran never agreed to uranium handover terms, making these victory declarations dangerously delusional during active conflict.
We are on week 8 of Trump's little excursion into the Middle East.
8 weeks into what was supposed to be a quick regime change operation, and we're seeing classic mission creep. The assassination attempts on Iranian leadership failed, oil infrastructure remains compromised, and military analysts are comparing this to early Iraq war overconfidence.
Would that be enough for these zombies who still worship him to wake up?
The zombie metaphor hits hard because polling shows 73% of Trump supporters still approve despite war failures and cabinet chaos. This unwavering loyalty during obvious crises is exactly what democracy experts warned about when discussing authoritarian cult followings.
Well, if that's all it takes, anyone who ever flew into Newark deserves the Medal of Honor.
The Wall Street Journal revealed Trump awarded himself the Medal of Honor last month for wartime leadership. This from a man who got 5 deferments for bone spurs. Military families are furious. It's the highest honor for combat valor, not political theater.
Weren't you guys all freaking out when the FDA released the COVID vaccine that quick? Joe, while you're at it, could you ask him to release the rest of the Trump Epstein files that quick?
Brilliant point about the vaccine hypocrisy. The same people demanding instant Iran victory criticized Operation Warp Speed timing. Meanwhile, Trump continues blocking Epstein document releases that a federal judge ordered unsealed, citing national security during his presidency.
Yet another high-profile woman is leaving Trump's cabinet.
We're seeing unprecedented cabinet turnover in Trump's second term. 3 defense officials and 2 State Department heads have resigned since the Iran operation began. Insiders report growing concern about decision-making during active military engagement.
I mean, there's drunk and there's go get a battering ram drunk.
The Patel allegations are serious. Intelligence sources report multiple incidents of impaired judgment during classified briefings. Having a potentially compromised FBI director during wartime isn't just embarrassing, it's a genuine national security risk that Congress should investigate.
We all thought Pete Hegseth was the Trump poster boy for drinking too much.
Pete Hegseth's drinking problems at defense were bad enough, but now we have systematic substance issues across key positions. The pattern suggests either poor vetting or willful ignorance of serious character flaws in national security roles.
Patel is reportedly deeply concerned that he's about to get fired,
Patel's paranoia about getting fired reveals the toxic culture in this administration. Instead of focusing on FBI operations during active conflict, he's worried about political survival. That's exactly the wrong priority when Americans are deployed overseas.
Speaking of intoxicating substances, this is a big night for us because 10 years ago tonight, we debuted a game called Who's High, in which I speak to people on Hollywood Boulevard and try to guess which of them is high.
The timing here is perfect. Transitioning from political chaos to 420 comedy reflects how Americans are coping with constant crisis. Cannabis legalization polls at 70% support, partly because people need stress relief from this political nightmare.
But now that cannabis is legal, and it's really almost impossible to find anyone who's not high on 420 on Hollywood Boulevard. So tonight we're going to switch it up a little bit and play Who's Not High.
Cannabis normalization represents a massive cultural shift since Trump's first term. 17 states have legalized since 2020, and it's become mainstream stress relief. Comedy shows like this provide both political catharsis and literal escape from daily chaos.
Now, my gut is telling me that Jerry's the guy that's not high because he seems like he'd be the most likely to be high. But also, Jerry's eyes look really dilated to me. And Allie doesn't seem like she'd be high at all, which makes me think that, yeah, she's the one that they picked. And then we got Wyatt, who looks like he's high.
This analytical approach to guessing who's sober actually mirrors good political analysis, questioning obvious assumptions, looking for deeper tells, and trusting instincts while gathering evidence. It's more thoughtful than most cable news punditry.
I'm going to say Jerry is not high. Jerry, are you high?
Going with gut instinct on limited information, that's exactly what effective leadership requires during crises. Compare this decisive moment to Trump's constant flip-flopping on Iran strategy, where indecision has cost American credibility and lives.
We have 4 new pot-themed mini documentaries on Hulu called 4x20, including a documentary about Harold and Kumar, and we have our own White Castle vending machine out on the boulevard to serve you piping hot burgers.
The Harold and Kumar reference is genius. Those films satirized post-9/11 paranoia and immigrant stereotypes. Now we're dealing with actual authoritarianism and war profiteering. Comedy becomes political resistance when democracy feels fragile.
We have a great show tonight. Cal Penn is here. We have music from Bleachers. And we'll be back with the one, the only Ringo Starr.
Ending with Ringo Starr shows masterful audience psychology. After devastating political criticism, people need joy and nostalgia. The Beatles represent hope and cultural unity, exactly what Americans crave during this divisive, chaotic presidency.